Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we try to make sense of the corporate world, and sometimes things are not what they seem at first glance. Today we are diving into a filing that's a bit of a mixed bag, an announcement that might seem small but has ripples. So what we have here is a Form 8K filing from the Children's Place Inc. Now, this isn't a full financial report like a 10K or 10Q, but it's still crucial. Think of it as a public announcement that something important has happened at the company, and it is happening fast. This particular filing drops a big piece of news, and as is often the case with these filings, we have to dig a little deeper to see what it really means. This report tells us that on the 12th of February 2026, a key executive, Claudia Lima Ginat, who was the brand president, has left the company. Now, the report states very clearly that she did not leave because of any disagreements concerning the company's operations, policies, or practices. This is important because it frames the departure as a voluntary one, or at least not an acrimonious one. So why bring this up in a public filing? Well, it's a standard procedure for significant departures, especially for someone in a brand president role. It signals to investors and the market that there is a change at the top in how the company is being managed or how its brands are being led. The Children's Place is a company that sells apparel focusing on children's clothing. They operate their main brand and several other brands through various retail channels. Their stock trades on the Nasdaq Global Select Market under the ticker symbol PLC now. A brand president leaving, even without stated disagreements, can raise questions about the future direction of the brands under that person's leadership. Was there a new strategy coming? Was this person instrumental in current strategies? The lack of explicit reasons beyond leaving the company often prompts more speculation than a clear explanation. What we're seeing here in item 5.02 is the official notification of this executive departure. It is a very brief statement, which is typical for this section of an 8K. When the departure is amicable, you will often see more detail or a different tone if there were disputes or other serious issues. This just tells us a cog in the management machine has moved on. The big question for us as investors or observers is whether this departure signals something more. Is it a sign of internal turmoil they are trying to downplay, or simply a natural career move for an executive? Now, before we wrap up, it's always important to look at the forward-looking statement section. This is where the company tells you in plain English as much as possible that they might say things about the future that could end up being wrong. They warn that actual results could be very different from what they expect. They mention risks like not achieving operating results, changes in trade policy, tariffs. The risk of not gauging fashion trends, competition, economic conditions like inflation, and supply chain issues. They also touch on the risks of lawsuits related to securities, consumer protection, employment, and privacy. This is a pretty standard laundry list of risks for a retail company. But it's always good to remember that these aren't just boilerplate. They represent real potential challenges that can impact the company's performance. In this case, the departure of Claudia Lima Ginat could be a small piece of a larger puzzle of strategic shifts or challenges the company is facing. And as is standard practice, the report is signed by an authorized officer, in this case Jared Shaw, who holds a very important position as Chief Administrative Officer, General Counsel, and Corporate Secretary. This just confirms the filing is official and has been properly authorized by the company. Alright, let's zoom out and look at the Children's Place. Their business is heavily reliant on consumer spending, especially for discretionary items like children's clothing. The current economic climate with inflation impacting family budgets is a significant headwind for retailers in this space. The mention of trade policy and tariffs in their forward looking statements also indicates that their supply chain and cost of goods can be volatile. The departure of a brand president, while not a catastrophic event in itself, does add a layer of uncertainty in the retail world. Leadership changes in brand management can sometimes precede shifts in product-focused marketing, or even pricing strategies. Without more information from the company, it's hard to say if this is a strategic move to pivot or just an executive transition. However, investors will be watching to see who replaces Miss Lima Ginat and what their vision will be for the brands. The key for the Children's Place Inc. will be its ability to adapt to changing consumer preferences and economic pressures, and leadership stability plays a crucial role in that adaptability. So, what's my take on this filing? It's a notification of a personnel change. It's not a red flag flying high, but it's a subtle signal that there's movement within the company's leadership. The company wants to assure everyone that this departure was not due to any disagreements, which suggests they want to control the narrative. However, for a company in a competitive and evolving market like children's apparel, losing a brand president, regardless of the circumstances, can create a void. The real test will be how the company fills that role and whether it leads to a renewed focus or strategy that resonates with consumers in a challenging economic environment. Alright, that is our quick dive into the Children's Place 8K. What's your take on this executive departure and what it might mean for the company? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this breakdown helpful, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more insights into the corporate world. Don't forget to join our Discord community linked in the description for more discussions. Thanks for watching and we'll see you in the next one.